Welcome to Learning Through Stories. My name's David, and I'm telling stories to get people thinking and reflecting on education, on their own learning, and maybe just life. I'm concentrating on the stories of Nasruddin Hoxha, the Turkish trickster, right now, but I'll be putting in other stories later. Listen to today's story and think about what it means to you. At the end, I'll offer my own interpretation, but what counts is what you think. Okay, let's get started. Today's story: Charge for 10 days. Hoxha gathered up the old and seldom used items in his house to sell them in the marketplace. He asked a man to carry the load, but on the way to the marketplace, he lost sight of the man. He looked for him everywhere, but couldn't find him. A few days later, when Hoxha saw the man coming down the road, he started running away. A friend saw him and asked, "Hoxha, you were looking for this man for some time. Now that you have seen him, why are you running away?" "Why shouldn't I? What if he charges me for the last 10 days? Hoxha replied. And then he kept running away. The end. A really funny but poignant story, and to me, as an educator and someone that's dealt with issues of knowledge and who owns knowledge, this story really hits home, because we can see that Hoxha owned the goods, but somewhere along the line he lost that ownership, even though they were still his own goods, and was fearful that he would have to pay for his own things. In a sense, a lot of what happens in education is that we are asked, through all the commercialization and the billions and billion-dollar industry that is education, to pay for things that we already own. And in many cases, university textbooks, for one, were really frightful of that. And we've lost control. That somehow others have become owners of what should be public knowledge. Knowledge and ideas are public and in the public realm, and we shouldn't be charged for their use. Now, I do think there are some situations where ownership does apply, but in terms of public education, I don't think we should have such a rampant and ill emphasis on ownership of public knowledge. We're all kind of like Hoxha, scared for being charged, about being charged for what is really God's gift, ideas and thought. That's my own interpretation anyways. Thank you for listening to my Stories Through Learning, and stay tuned for the next one. Over and out.